I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and today we're going to be taking a detailed look at the Pacsafe Stylesafe Anti-Theft Sling Pack, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. Let's dive in. If you're familiar with Pacsafe's products, this is going to look pretty familiar to you just in terms of both style and material. So I'll kind of walk you through what we've got on the outside here. This is a 75D polyester shell, and on the inside it's a 50D polyester lining. So it is like a little bit on the shinier side, just sort of in general, but I think that a lot of that comes from this zipper here. So zipper and this Pacsafe branding, it's kind of like, it's almost like a little metal insert kind of like punched on there. So it looks like sleek overall. It's kind of got like a banana shape to it, but if you're just kind of looking at like the outside of it, the zipper is just so bright compared to the rest of the fabric. And I almost wish that it was like a little bit more dull, just so that it would blend in a little bit more. That's just kind of my more personal style. If you like something to have some sort of like an accent, that's great. But for me personally, I felt like there's a lot of silver accents on this, and I'm not really a huge like silver accent person. So just something to keep in mind for the style. There is like a brown one that comes with more of like a brown zipper, so there's a little bit of variation with that, but it does just kind of have that shiny look to it. Part of that too is the exo mesh slash guard, which is common in a lot of Pacsafe products. So that just keeps it from somebody walking by and just like taking a knife to it. So it is just sort of reinforced on the inside there. And then the slash guard strap as well, it is just like on the thicker side. It's kind of stiff, so it's comfortable to wear. It's just something where somebody's not going to be able to just kind of like cut it off. So that's just sort of a general, kind of overlook at all of the materials there. These zippers are unbranded, and then this buckle here is that like Pacsafe buckle where what it does is it unlocks and locks for you. So you can detach this and wrap it around like a pole or a table leg or a chair leg or anything really that will give you that sort of extra security. So what you do is you move that to the side. It kind of gives you like a lock and unlock walkthrough if you can't remember, and then that opens it to be able to move down. You unhook it, wrap it around, pretend there's like a tree here, I guess, and then you would hook it back up, lock it back into position, and then you are good to go. And then this won't move down at all. So it keeps it, locked around your body. If you want to wear this as like a waist pack, you could do that and then use that lock to move it around your body and then to put it on yourself. I didn't wear it that way just because I felt this like served a little bit better as a sling, but that is an option as well. So the materials here, there is a little bit of like loose threading. You can see it right here. It's coming out. So it's nothing too intense, just something to keep an eye on. And then it's here as well. It almost seems like the stitching is just a little bit like loose more than anything. It's not like unraveling, but it's just kind of fuzzy and coming up. I mean, you can see that I can like even pull that piece out a little bit more. So just in terms of security, it's doing really well, but in terms of material security, maybe not so much. And then on this side here with the sling strap adjustment, this is sort of like, it keeps it in place. Somehow mine got like wrapped around this metal bit here. I really have no idea how it happened, but I was able to just get it back onto the actual strap itself. And then what this does is it just kind of manages this separation here, because this is how you will adjust the pack with this buckle that slides. And then you really have to pull it back into position, but you can make those minor adjustments as you see fit. And then the one thing I did notice is that when you start to pull it too much, then you get this little bit here, it starts to kind of bunch up. So I would, move this and then adjust it. It was almost like this had to move as you were, tightening or loosening things up. So it was a little bit fussy for me personally. I found that I just kind of wanted to like get it into position and then be done with it and not have to deal with it anymore. So the other thing I want to kind of talk about is the way that it actually wears, so I can show it to you on. So with this buckle on this side here, I like to wear my slings like a right-handed person would. So it basically keeps it so that I grab the buckles with my right hand and then I open it back up. But for me, that shows this buckle here, which I don't think looks super great. So this is a sling that's great for left-handed people. So if you move it to that side, you can have the zippers down here, open and close it, and then this stays right down at the bottom here, a little bit more out of the way, a little bit more discreet. If you wanted to keep that security kind of in your face, then that's great. But this is a sling that would be really great if you're left-handed, and a lot of slings are kind of oriented towards right-handed people, so that's really great as well. The one thing that does happen is that there is a hook down here, which I can show you closer, but it makes it a little bit harder to access when you have it down at the bottom. Just kind of like, it's less of a quick, safety feature. Not the end of the world, especially because if you're getting something like this, chances are the safety is the largest factor for you. So that, I can show you this closer. This there is that buckle, and then this buckle sort of hides on the inside when it's not in use, and it pulls out, and then you hook it to whatever zipper. I just do the outside one. I don't feel the need to do both, because if you're doing the outside one, then this one can't get past it anyway. So, if you do one, you're pretty much secure. It is only on this side, so it's not on the other side. So when you do zip it, if you want that security feature, you do have to zip both zippers to this side. You can put them over here, just no locking. So then one other thing I want to note about how it wears is when I do have it on, say in this position, I generally like to wear mine like a little bit more central on my body. It feels like a little bit more balanced for me. What happened with this is that the more I moved, the more I walked, it would just sort of always end up here. And so this didn't make it uncomfortable where it sits on my shoulder, but it was something where I noticed like I didn't really love having all of the weight down here. So I found myself, fussing with it to get it back up here, but then, I'm just moving around and it's very slippery material. You bump it, you bend over, like if you just sort of lean over, it falls off a lot too. So it doesn't really stay in place. You can tighten it more and more, but then it makes it harder to take it on and off. So it's one of those things where it's like, it sits up here and then suddenly it's down here and then I just have to sort of deal with it. So not the end of the world, but in terms of carry comfort, that's, a bigger factor for me. So then going on to the inside here, it is just a fairly simple dump pocket essentially. This fits in, I would say I have my wallet and I have my phone and I have my keys. There is a key leash as well. It's just sort of attached to it's like the same material as this liner, which is that polyester. And then a plastic hook for keys. And then that's pretty much it. So in this back zippered pocket, there is, I have headphones and chapstick. So it's little stuff you can keep organized in there. But for the most part, anything more than a phone, wallet, and keys is really going to struggle to fit inside here. It is a 2-liter capacity, so it's not like you don't have a ton of space, but I think most of it is due to the shape that it is. So it's I have phone there, wallet there, keys on top of phone, and then I buckle it or I zip it up, and this space is essentially just wasted space. You can see how it's so much of it is just empty almost, and then a lot of it is just falling down right to this bottom edge here. So one of the bigger things that I notice is because of how that all lays out is when it's on you, everything just sort of flies around. So, if I was I had it angled this way for a long period of time, I'd open it back up and everything sort of shifted that way to then be that all of this space was also wasted. So everything just sort of ended up in one spot, which is why I like to keep it more basic, because if I added more stuff in here, it made it 1, really hard to pack, and 2, really hard to keep everything organized, just because you don't have a ton of space. So there is a little marker in here as well that it is RFID safe. It's unclear if it's just this pocket or if it's the whole pack. Based off of, kind of what I'm deducing it would be the whole pack, but that was just a little bit more unclear. But you do have that feature if you wanted to keep your like travel documents and stuff safe, those fit in there, so you can definitely do that. Just a little bit of added protection for you. So in all, just sort of like okay, you know, like it just sort of fit okay, it stored my things okay. Not really my thing, but again, this is something where if you love that extra security, you're gonna love having something like this. So there you have it, the Pacsafe Stylesafe Anti-Theft Sling Pack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.